Alright, so I got this 410G backhoe. The problem we're having is a leaky wheel seal. So, see, we got some oil whipping around. So I'm going to pull this apart. I'm going to change them seals. My jack just made it. So that's good. Yeah. So looks like we're gonna have some Allen cap screws. And here we got one there, and one there. Drain the soil. It's a 1/2 inch drive square head. And yeah, so we're gonna pull this cap off. Yeah, 5/16 or an H8 or an 8mm. Drain this. You get it in 4-wheel drive. That's gonna be difficult. See if we can maybe get you in a little closer. Just go like that. What is that? I don't know if it's got to be running to go into neutral. See, now that's locked up again. So it must be in 4-wheel drive all the time, and then you actually have to have it running to take it out of 4-wheel drive, because the switch is off, but now it's locked up through the transfer case. So I don't know, new to me. So let's see, try this guy. An 8mm. So we'll take these two out, pop this cap off. There's another retainer or something inside in the planetary set. What is that? So we got these little wedges in there, or not wedges, but like a little relief you can get a pry bar in. Try to get them apart. Alright, let's see if we can get this hat separated. Hopefully we ain't missed anything, because this camera's giving me trouble. But try to get these pried apart. There we go. Just need two. Let's put this cat back in. Don't just start running all over the floor when I flip it upside down. Come on. Here's that. That's what's in there. It's your planetary gears and or sun gears, or I don't remember what they're called, but you got them gears. So let's see. Still recording. So I think this is a sun gear. Goes around those planetary gears, and so you get like a reduction. So you get the axle shaft comes out, and it rotates the little gears, which rotate the outside ring, which gets you your drive for the front. So being that it's geared like that in the planetary set, it reduces the load on the axle. It just gives you more torque and stuff and things of that nature. So we gotta take these bolts off. Let's see, they're gonna be metric. So we'll pull those bolts off, remove that big ring gear there, and then there's going to be a bearing behind it, or something behind it. Let me get a let me grab a tripod for you. Not a 16, is a 17. That does it. Get something to put these in or on. And that's a little box. On that box. So it looks like this only goes one way. The way the bolts are set up. We've got two here that are real close together. I think two of those might be close together, or maybe you got one spread apart. It does look like it doesn't go any direction though. So now, while I don't really think it's going to make a big deal, I'm going to take a picture of the way this is oriented so I can make sure I put it back the way that it came off. Okay. All right. So I'm doing the other side here. This side is a little bit more apparent. It's only threaded right here on the end plate, or the end that actually comes off. So I took some 5/16 bolts this time. They're 2 inches long. I cut the head off and I ground the threads off, because the last time I used the bolt on the other side, the threads got hung up at the very end and I had to kind of get them out. So I ground the threads off this time, and I got it so it goes just to the back side of those threads. Well, the thing is, I can't get two of the same bolts in there. I don't know if it's someone shoved two different bolts in there or what they did. But, so I'm going to try to press that off that way. We'll see if it comes off smooth this time. Be nice to have the same size bolt. These, like I said, ratchets are nice sometimes, but these ones don't like lock in place, so it just kind of does whatever it wants. Not really a fan of that. So you can see it's pressing right off. That's probably how you're supposed to do it. It's definitely working a lot better. You might even be able to get a puller on this. I don't know if you can push on that with a puller. I say it's kind of up to you if you want to try it, but this is how it's working for me, so I'm gonna do it this way. And here's that. So I got these off. I'll take the bolts back out, and hopefully I can get these out with a magnet like I did last time. If I have a tap this size, I might run a tap through that one to clean it up to make them the same size. But next time, and then just pull them out with a magnet. And there we go. I'll go clean this up and clean this area and change the seal out. So I gotta get this seal off and this bearing off. Unless it goes over the bearing. Bing. There's that. So, I'm gonna clean all this crap up and get these 2 bolts out. Charge up this phone, cause it's probably, not this phone, but this camera, because it's probably gonna die. And then we'll come back for the reassembly. Alright, so I got this all cleaned up, that cleaned up. That's the part number for the seal, the outer seal. And that is the part number for the O-ring that goes between the planetary hat section. And seals that. Actually, it goes on this, but it seals the outer piece that we took off first. So I'm going to use my rear main seal installer to drive that in. It's pretty big. This is another one of those seals that run inside of itself, so you want to make sure that it's in straight. Be all right. Flat. Come on. So right there, that's the seal that O-ring replaces. So I'll pick that out and put the new one in. There's that. So I'll probably take some of that gear lube that came out of this and I'll lubricate the inside of this seal right here. Slip it on to the knuckle there. This seal is big enough that it will go over that inside bearing, so we don't have to worry about putting the bearing in first. So that's kind of good. So I didn't really want to try to get that off. I didn't think it was going to be very easy. Well, there's that. I cleaned up these wear surface here, and I also cleaned up the surface inside the hub here as well. Gear. Imagine this is going to get pushed in flush when we put that planetary hub on. Right now the seal is probably not letting me push this all the way on. It's kind of what I'm guessing. So I can show you a little bit better. But in here, see right there, this is the only part, it's only like a 1/4 inch thick. And that's what you want to push on. Oops, dripping oil. That's what you want to push on when you drive this off. So anyhow. You know, make sure you line these bolts up with the splines. Because this doesn't turn, and that doesn't turn, and then that section while I'm holes in it doesn't turn, so you want those lined up. Sure you got no dirt on it. Scabbards over here. Not that it matters, I'm sure. So what are these? These are 12.9 grade bolts. So I think these are going to get torqued to around 50. I think it's around 70 foot-pounds if it's not lubricated, but these are lubricated, so I think it's like 55 foot-pounds lubricated. I'll take a look. I'm just looking off of a torque chart too. I'm not really looking at the torque for this because I'm not exactly sure. So basically I'm just going with what these bolts get torqued to generally. And that's what we're going with. So I'll probably have to go around these a couple of times just to get this all to press in the way it's supposed to. Alright, so these are 10mm metric bolts. This says 55 foot-pounds lubricated and 70 foot-pounds non-lubricated. This one says 64 foot-pounds. That's probably right in the middle, isn't it? They don't specify. Oh, here's one coarse thread, a fine thread. So that was fine thread. This is a coarse thread. So this is 10 coarse thread, 64 foot-pounds as well as saying. oil. Kind of lubricate this O-ring up here. Come on. Did it sort of go? I won't touch anything with it. Freaking dirty gloves. Yeah. Man, that's a pain. All right. There's that. I'm gonna start it off and make this level so I can fill it. Huh. I wonder if I took that plug off if it would have went on easier. I bet you it was getting kind of like a vacuum lock on that. So I'm just going to fill this up till the fluid's even with the bottom of this hole. I think it holds around a quart. Yeah. Full. Voila. Let's put the wheel on. I think we got a little settling in the jack. Come on. Just in case you're wondering, that's 15/16 lug nuts. And the bolts I used were 12mm bolts to kind of drive that off. But